Hey guys, so you're thinking about making a move within San Diego or to San Diego, and you're looking for what are the fun things that you can do for free. Well, the possibilities really are endless. There's so much to do. In worst case scenarios that you'd end up at one of our beautiful beaches, but you already know about that. So in this video, I'm gonna take you through a lot of the lesser known things that are just as awesome that you can do right here in town, across the county, at no cost. So if that's what you're looking for, stick around because we're gonna get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know about everything there is to do right here in San Diego, what life is like, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, then you found the right channel for you. Then subscribe below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you're the first to know of any changing market conditions right here in San Diego. And in those comments, you can let us know any other video topics you're looking for so you have the exact clear picture. I'm Dan Beer, and every single day, people just like you send us emails, text messages, phone calls, and we set up Zoom meetings, so please do so, and we'll take them through exactly what they need to help make an easy and smooth move right here into town. So whether you're looking to make the move in 9 days, 9 months, 9 years, really we don't care. We're just looking to help, be a resource, and so make sure you tap that bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the rest of this video. So on any given day, right here in town, year-round, by the way, due to our weather, you can find farmers markets. And not little rinky-dink ones. I'm talking big, awesome, like really almost destination-style farmers markets that people from across the county sometimes will go to. Meaning, you could live in the south end of the county and say, hey, let's go up to Little Italy and enjoy that one. Go over to the Hillcrest one, which is awesome. Or go up to La Jolla, enjoy that, maybe to Carlsbad, and vice versa, of course. They'll go to the others. So it's really almost a locals destination, a really great thing to do. But the cool thing is you can do them any day of the week. As an example, on Mondays, you have a great farmer's market in Escondido at Welk Village. Tuesday, Pacific Beach. If you're not sick of them by then, you can go over to Ocean Beach on Wednesday. Thursday, great one over in North Park and in Oceanside. Friday in Rancho Bernardo, amazing. Saturday going to be hard pressed to pick because there's two of the very best. Poway, awesome. It is so fun. It's a place where they have this train, there's horses, there's kids, there's this huge park. And just great farmers market in Poway on Saturdays. But if it weren't that Little Italy also had its going on, because that arguably might be the best in town. So Saturdays you have great ones going on. Again, Poway and Little Italy. But not to be outdone by La Jolla on Sunday. So those are just some of my favorites. There are a lot more of them in East County and South Bay, North County, you name it. But farmers market's one of the great things to do if you're looking for something to do for free. All right, next up on the list are the parks in town. There's some of the really most beautiful parks that you'll find anywhere in the country. Anchored, of course, by Balboa Park, our most well-known, right in the center of the city. So we have what we call here locally the metro area. And the metro area is downtown, and then all those neighborhoods that are around Balboa Park. Downtown basically being on the southwest corner of Balboa Park. As you move up from there, you have Bankers Hill. It goes around all the way through Mission Hills, Hillcrest, North Park, and then wrapping through South Park, Golden Hill, all the way back to downtown. So anyhow, Balboa Park is in the center of all that, and it features, just as a few examples, Frisbee golf course, an actual golf course. It features museums, it features street vendors and shows, and you can just walk endless amounts of park, it seems like, dog parks. It's just a really lively, active place. It is beautiful, it has gardens, and it also has one of the area's best traditional theaters. So Balboa Park, while there are some paid experiences, like attending the museums and various things that are going on there, there is so much you can go and do there for free, have the most amazing walk, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the sun, enjoy the people watching. There's even, by the way, an archery, I don't even know what you call this thing, an archery field, course, setup, targets, something, archery. They have archery. So Balboa Park, definitely a you can't miss location. Second, my favorite park, Kate Sessions. So if you know me, and you've ever visited me in town, it's very likely I would have taken you to Kate Sessions. I love going out, getting food somewhere, and then bringing it to this park that's overlooking San Diego in the most magnificent way. See, it's perched up on the south side of Mount Soledad, in Pacific Beach, officially. So Kate Sessions is up the hill in Pacific Beach, La Jolla is there if you were to continue going. But anyhow, it's just sloped facing south and as you look off to the right, you have the Pacific Ocean. You can see all of Mission Bay. You see Mission Beach, which is just a nice little strip of land between the Pacific Ocean and Mission Bay. You see downtown in the distance, the mountains in the distance, even the snow-capped mountains in the winter, if the visibility is good enough. And just this huge, beautiful, just gently sloped lawn, people with their dogs, people having, playing sports, laying out. It's awesome. It is genuine. It's a really, really special place. I encourage you to go visit it. And it's actually interesting, like you might be a local and not have been to Kate Sessions, especially if you live, say, in the northern part of the city. That's a must-go destination. Of course, if you're making your way to town, make sure you hit that up. All right, and just to move it along here, there's just a lot, so I can get stuck here for a long time. I don't want to elongate the video for no reason, but Sunset Cliffs, if you're looking for the best sunsets, it's very appropriately named. Sunset Cliffs, officially an ocean beach, which shares the peninsula there with Point Loma. So if you've ever been in the downtown area of San Diego, and then you're there in the San Diego Bay and you see there's that beautiful long peninsula that's just jutting out into the ocean, that's Point Loma. On the back side of it, so let's call it the north side of it, is Ocean Beach. And so Ocean Beach is somewhere where you would absolutely want to visit just because it's kind of a funky, interesting area, but then you want to make sure that you go to Sunset Cliffs. You could have a really great hike. You could have a really pleasant afternoon. And it's not strenuous, by the way, by any means. So anybody could really go and you'll enjoy it. Now let's swing east just a little bit, but actually staying right there in that Point Loma area. And we're going to go to Liberty Station. And Liberty Station, it's, again, great people watching, lots going on, tons of restaurants, gallery, all sorts of things there, little shops, boutiques. But there's what I really love, because this is the free version, right? Fun things to do for free. There's the free movie night under the stars. So check that out at Liberty Station. Now swinging up north, Carlsbad, they have the, thank God it's Friday, right? The TGIF concerts in the park. Awesome. You definitely would want to check that one out. And check this out. USA Today's Reader's Choice Awards named that series, that concert series, that free concert series in Carlsbad among the best outdoor concert series in the country. And it's here and it's free. So there's some really fun outdoor things to do that are park oriented. Let's move on to the next category. In that third category is hiking. There's really, I want to say, almost endless amounts of it right here, unless you're just some kind of crazy, mountaineer that needs, high elevation, glaciated terrain. Okay, that's not us. You might have to swing up to the Cascades. But short of that, we have trail after trail after trail. I don't know what the number is, but it has to be in the tens and tens, if not hundreds of thousands of miles worth of trail systems across the county. There's, whether you're in North County, Mid County, South, it doesn't matter. So if you're an outdoors person, you're gonna love it. Some of the kind of easier hikes in town, one of the most popular is Torrey Pines. So if you've probably heard of Torrey Pines, whether it be from the golf tournament on the PGA Tour, or it's just one of our most famous beaches, but they're at Torrey Pines Cliffs, very popular location for hiking. You can kind of walk up this really, really beautiful path and then hike down onto the ocean and then walk back to your vehicle. It's great. If you do that, by the way, I would recommend that you park your car over at Bird Rock Coffee. So on Carmel Valley Road, there's Bird Rock Coffee. Park your car there. You get a great coffee. Then you go and do this walk, get down to the beach, swing back over, and then you can get some food right there as well. So anyway, just kind of a little insider's tip. And then Annie's Canyon, also just an easygoing hike that's very popular. If you're looking to kind of bring it up a little bit, well, there's really a lot of options. Okay, so the most probably popular, and I don't end up going there very much just because it's so busy, right? So popular equals busy. But the Mission Trails system, anchored by Cowles Mountain. So Cowles it's just going to be busy, but it's a hike. I mean, that's going to be a place where you might go if you're training for something. You're going to really start to feel it compared to what I just mentioned. And as you just look at some of the other popular locations, Mount Woodson is something you'd really want to go and check out. The famous Potato Chip Rock, which, let's flash up a photo of that here. Okay, so there it is. Potato Chip Rock, which is this cool just piece of granite sticking out into, like, it makes you feel like you're just sort of floating, but thing could break off at any moment. And it's a really nice reward to the end of a pretty long hike. If you do Potato Chip from one of the trailheads, there's a couple of different access points, but it can be as much as a 4-hour hike. So That's just an example, but we have Iron Mountain. Black Mountain is the one that I hit up not every morning, but a lot of mornings. That's kind of my little morning routine. It's right off Carmel Valley Road, and it's really, really steep. So if you're looking for a steep, challenging, kind of nice burner, but not long, the kind of one that you could do before work, and then it's just pretty much like an hour round trip, but steep enough that you're gonna feel it. Black Mountain's really good for that. And if you're looking for the granddaddy of them all, the one that's just gonna absolutely kick your butt, right? You're training for that big event, that big expedition, that, you know, you're training for something that's gonna scare you and you need to get worked, then there's really no other answer other than El Cajon Mountain. Also known as El Capitan, they're officially two separate peaks, but 90-something% of the way it's the same route, and then it just sort of splits off at the end. But El Cajon Mountain, that's like 11 miles and I believe about 3,700 feet of elevation gain. So typically you're gonna wanna plan on around 6 hours for that one, and then it just sort of depends on how much weight you're carrying. But there's, again, no shortage of it. The views are awesome. Early mornings, sunrises on these mountains. It's just a really great perk of living right here. And frankly speaking, just, you know, there's always kind of the great debate about the sunshine tax or whatever people call it. And I get it, it's real. Definitely not my favorite thing. But taking advantage of some of what we've been talking about here, these wonderful free experiences, and, you know, that these unbelievable mountains, the terrain that we have, the sunsets, the sunrises, it makes you go like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Because we can enjoy these things year round. So really cool. All right, so here's one that might surprise you, especially if you live in town, but pay attention because you might have just discovered your next date night, and it is comedy and trivia. Pretty much any night of the week, somewhere in town, there is going to be either a free comedy show or a trivia night, and it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't been to one, make sure you do. And by the way, they're not just at some obscure location. So for example, in Del Mar, at the most well-known hotel in all of Del Mar, L'Auberge, they have monthly comedy nights. And at El Pres and PB, weekly comedy nights. So just two examples of two very popular places, not obscure, you know, it's not like you're walking into some weird alley for the comedy show or the trivia night. So if you haven't done it yet, go and enjoy it. And they're really common also, just pay attention to some of your favorite local bars and pubs and just little local restaurants, cafes, because oftentimes they'll also have their night of the week where they're doing something like that. And again, it's free. Maybe it costs you a beer, all right? So if you feel like it's no longer free, then hey, let me know in the comments. But it's free. It's free, it's near free. And most importantly, it's happening all around us. We just have to pay attention. So look for those. All right, and we're gonna wrap up now with museums. And you might be thinking, well, don't you have to pay your ticket into a museum? Same thing I was always thinking most of my life, but it turns out that on Tuesdays, even going right to Balboa Park, where a lot of our best museums are, on Tuesdays is resident free day. So if you're a resident, every Tuesday, the museums will cycle, and different ones within the park will have free entry for residents. So that spans from the Museum of Art to the San Diego Air and Space Museum, the Japanese Friendship Garden, and a lot more there within the park. So look for the schedule on Balboa Park's free Resident Tuesdays. And there's some museums in the park that are actually always free, regardless of the day. So the Timken Museum would be an example of that. The Mingai Museum, the Museum of Photographic Arts, and the San Diego History Center. Now, one of our best museums in the county and most popular is the La Jolla Museum of Contemporary Art. And it has free admission on the second Sunday and third Thursday of every month. So a lot of people don't realize that. Make sure to take advantage of that. That is a really, really beautiful location. And there's others that have it too. So look for the schedules at your favorite museum. They'll typically have either a free monthly, a day a month, or a week. And it's just something that you should ask about because, again, there are a lot of really nice free experiences. It's important to the city that we be a cultured city, an artsy city, a city that has a lot to offer, and that we get a lot for what we pay to be here, because the reality is we do pay to be here. So it's really nice to see the city kind of just across the county, right, the various cities across the county, all have that same mindset of giving back. So those are the ones I have for you. There's a lot more, so why don't you throw them in the comments, and again, let me know if there's any content you want me to go through. On this channel, we're committed to helping you understand everything about San Diego and life here, what it's really like from the vantage point of a local, telling you the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. So if you're looking to make that move within the county or to the county, make sure you give us a call, drop us a text, an email, let's set up a Zoom call, and also hit that button so that you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.